At the end of the video, you saw that in this glass there was an effervescence, right? This is the effervescence. Where does this effervescence come from? Let's read here. Here, this formation here of the effervescence was due because of the formation of two new substances that are sodium acetate and water. This means that this effervescence is caused because of the formation of two new things, two new substances that were formed at the end of the experiment. What are these two substances? These two substances are, they mentioned that they are sodium, a substance that's called sodium acetate, and another substance that is water. Okay? Let's read these questions and answer them. Were these substances, were these substances from the beginning of the experiment? Yes or no? You have to answer. Were these two substances, the sodium acetate and the water, were present from the beginning of the experiment? Sure no. So will answer no. Are they new substances formed or reproduced at the end of the experiment? Are they formed at the end of the experiment when the experiment is finished? Sure, yes. So also, the substances that are produced at the end of the experiment, they have also a chemical name. This name is called products. Products come from the word produce. Produce, to form. Something to be formed. Okay? Which substances were produced here at the end of the experiment? Sodium acetate and water. So because they were produced, we call them products. Okay, so products is opposite to reactants. So here we have reactants versus products. Reactants are opposite to products. The definition of both is that reactants, they are more than one substance and they are substances that disappear during a chemical reaction. For example, like the acetic acid and the sodium hydroxide, they were at the beginning of the experiment, but at the end of the experiment, they disappeared. They'd be finished, okay? Products is opposite to the reactants. They are the substances that appear, that will be formed during a chemical reaction, that will appear. They were not from the beginning and they appear at the end. So this is the definition for both. And darlings, I want to tell you that for each chemical reaction, we can write each chemical reaction as a sentence. We can summarize it in only one sentence or in something that's called chemical equation. What's a chemical equation? Each chemical equation should start with the reactants and should end in the products. And you can see here that between the reactants and the products we have an arrow. This arrow means give. So instead of writing give or produce or form, we'll put an arrow. So how can we read it? We can read it that reactants give products. Okay, I repeat. Reactants give products. How many reactants do we have? We said that reactants, they should be more than one substance. Okay? So, if we have two reactants, so we have reactant 1 and reactant 2, right? We will put between them the sign plus. Plus means react. So, reactant 1, that's reactant 1 means the substance number 1. So substance number 1 reacts with substance number 2. Or reactant 1 reacts with reactant 2. If we have, for example, three reactants, three substances that react with each other, we will say reactant 1 plus reactant 2 plus reactant 3, and so on. Give. How many products did we obtain from the experiment? We obtained 2 products, right? Product 1 plus product 2. Product here means, the plus here means and. So if I want to read this chemical equation, I'll say reactant 1 reacts with reactant 2 to give product 1 and product 2. Now let's talk more specifically. Let's talk, instead of reactants and products, let's put the names of the substances, the names of the reactants of the products. Let's remember, what are the reactants of our experiment? Acetic acid from the vinegar and sodium hydroxide from the baking soda. What are the products? The products were sodium acetate and water. So we'll start with the reactants always. What are the reactants? We may write acetic acid here, then sodium hydroxide here, or we may write sodium hydroxide plus acetic acid. Arrow, the products are sodium acetate plus water, or we may write water plus sodium acetate. So how can we read this chemical equation? We will read it as the following. Acetic acid reacts with sodium hydroxide to give sodium acetate plus water. So where's the products? These are the products after the arrow. Where's the reactants? These are the reactants that are before the arrow. Did you get it?